Hi everybody, it's Kim Crumpus from the Price Action Traders Institute with a quick review and tip on being able to identify ranges. But before I begin that, I want to go ahead and go over the risk disclosure. These sessions that I'm doing are purely educational in nature. There's never any financial advice or trade recommendations given. This is just to hopefully help you in your trading pursuits using the price action strategies. One of the things that I do in the morning review with my members is I go through the same 3 questions every time I sit down to trade and every time I sit down to do my trade plans with them. A quick look at these questions. What did price do overnight? Is it ranging or has it been in a clear directional move? Where is price now? And what do I need to see price do in order to execute a trade? Those 3 questions are really important. But what I want to hone in on is this right here. I want to figure out, has price been in a range? Or has price been in what I call a clear directional move? Now, as a member, we go into a little more depth in identifying clear directional moves. But this morning, we had several pairs that were in ranges. Here up on your screen is the EJ, the Euro Yen. It was 5:30 a.m. Pacific, 8:30 Eastern, as we began the trade planning session today. You can see the price is in a range. How did I identify that? Initially, price action moved down. It moved up, it moved down, it moved up. I don't care so much as how wide the range is. In this case, it was 65 pips. You can see it right up in here. I don't really care about that. What I care about more is what is the actual price action. So look at this again with me. So this morning in the review, I suggested to members that I would stand aside on this pair because it was in a range. All right, you have really a couple of choices, or I should say a couple of ideas to execute on in your trade plan when you're in a range. But I'll go into that in just a minute. Next, I want to show you what happened 6 hours later. Notice this. The price action is still contained in this very rangy place. There was no market movement in either direction. There was nothing like a breakout with a move to the upside or a breakdown to the downside. Price stayed in this range. All right? Okay. Let's take a look at the GJ. The GJ, 5:30 a.m. Pacific, 8:30 Eastern, as we began our trade planning session. Notice this. Let's go ahead, take a look. Initially, the price action was to the downside, came back up a little bit higher, came back down, came back up, and then was back in this range. All right? So again, I identified this as ranging. Again, let's make sure you see that. Down, up, down, a little higher, and then back into the range. No clear directional move. Now let's see what it looked like 6 hours later. Notice the price action stuck in this range. All right, so I wanted to say just quickly that your trade plan should be one of 2 things when you see a range coming into the New York session. Stand aside until price action either begins to move either way, and then plan your trade. Or 2, wait for the first strike. The risk is that you get chopped up and caught in something like this, okay? I teach about first strike to the members. That's part of what you get as a member in here. So important takeaway from this. When you sit down to trade, the New York session, you always want to look for what is price done overnight. That's our most important question. All right, thank you again. It's Kim Crumpus.